Hello, welcome to Let's Play Papers, Please. Let's go straight to the story mode. With this playthrough, I will be attempting to be a loyal citizen. So I'll be very strict, with 0% tolerance. The next playthrough, I will be going down the other pathway. So you'll be seeing a lot of game elements which you won't see really in this playthrough. As you can imagine, Arstotzka and its surrounding regions are all fictional. So this is the screen where you'll be spending pretty much all of the game. So here we go. The booth settings are pretty simple. Shutter goes up, shutter goes down. You won't really have to worry about that, and apart from in the morning when it's closed. At the back of the booth you have a height chart. You've also got scales as well. These elements you won't really have to worry about for now. They'll come into play later on. The counter where everything's placed. Time and dates if you need reminding. Audio transcripts which we won't really have to worry about for now. Rulebook, which again we'll go for in a minute. Sorry, and the official bulletin. This will be on your desk every morning. Basically what it does is goes through all the changes and gives you a bit of a recap on the news and in how the booth works. So the instructions for today is entry is restricted to Arstotzkan citizens only. Deny all foreigners. All we really have to worry about is looking out for these passports. If the details are correct, then we approve. If they're incorrect or they're a foreign passport, we deny. Simple as that. And the rule book here. Again, this goes through the rules for the day. A map of the surrounding areas, Arstotzka and the checkpoint just here. And we also have the different countries with their passport symbols, the issuing cities and diplomatic seals. Diplomatic seals we won't have to worry about for now. Issuing cities with the foreign passports at the moment we won't have to worry about. So we have Antigua, Arstotzka, Impor, Kolechia or Kolichia, Obristan, Republia and the United Federation. And we also have upgrades which will come into play later on in the game, but we'll get there when we get there. So all we really have to worry about today is Arstotzka. The districts, we don't have to worry about them. All we need to worry about is the issuing cities. As long as they're correct, then we let them through. If they're not, then the passport is most likely forged. So, that's all for today. One thing I will mention as well, if you let through people with false details in their passports, or you deny people whose passport details are correct, you'll be issued a citation. And if you get free citations, then they start fining you, which you don't really want because you need money in this game. And for everyone you process, whether they're approved or denied, you'll get $5. And that helps. So speed is pretty important with processing. Let's start the day off. Alright, so again, Orvech Vonar, she looks female and it's in date, so we approve and give the passport back. Simple as that. Very simple with this one. Foreigners, you deny, so it's pretty easy on the first day to make a fair bit of cash. No thanks. Well, thank you for sharing that. Goodbye. The stamping, it really doesn't matter where you stamp. I mean, there's a little box there. But as long as it stamps, that's the main thing. So the first day is pretty straightforward. Gives you a nice, easy run into the game. As time goes on, when the storyline comes into play, the storyline is pretty engaging. 1983, yeah, it's fine. For the first day, it's pretty much just this. And that's the end of the day. So at the end of each day you have a, well, the screen comes up. So as you see here, we have savings of $30, processed 14 people, which gives me an extra 70. The rent is mandatory, so if you don't have enough money to pay for the rent at the end of the day, then bad things happen. Food and heat, although they're not compulsory, they are important. If you don't buy food, people start starving, and then they start dying, which you don't want to happen. And with heating, if you don't pay the heating bills, people start getting cold, they start getting ill, and then they start dying, which again, you don't want to happen. These boxes here, we'll come to them when they happen. It's showing here basically that we have 4 Arstotzkan passports. I'm not sure why, because we have 5 members in the family at the moment: the wife, the son, the mother-in-law, and an uncle. And basically, this is just reminding us that we're in a Class 8 apartment. Later on, well, as the game goes on, you have opportunities to move up to better apartments. I'm not too sure how high they go. So far, I've only managed a Class 6, and that was pretty expensive. And I think I only kept that for 1 turn. Or 1 day, should I say. So, we're a success. Let's go into day 2. So the official bulletin is we're now allowed to accept foreign passports. Well, as long as they are all present and correct. Anything else for today? Oh yes, the discrepancy button. I will show off this mechanic once in this day. It's not really mandatory, and at this time, because money is good, it's more of a time saver just denying them and letting them go. The discrepancy, well, it's not really mandatory as such right now, but you will be using it a lot later on. It starts becoming mandatory. Let's start the day off. Alright. Here we go. So in the rulebook today, we have slight differences. Entrant must have a passport, and all documents must be current. To show this off, her passport is out of date, so we need to highlight the rule and highlight the discrepancy, and then we can interrogate them. So you're basically giving them a reason of why you're denying them. But right now, as I said, to save time, you could just pretty much deny them straight. And one thing I forgot to do is to check the issue in cities. I've been lucky so far, but import. So as you see here, True Glorian isn't on the list, so he's a straight denial, which is quite lucky I remembered just there and then. Handy little bookmark which takes us back to the main screen. Or Vetchvorna. Well, thank you very much. Might come around later on. Don't think my wife will approve though. Oh, what's going on? He seems pretty desperate. As you can see there, things start becoming a lot less straightforward. I'll end the video on this day, but I'll go through a couple of things as well. Again, savings. Luckily, we have some savings from the last day, because as you can see, we didn't really get to process many people. But yes, the storyline gets a lot more intriguing as the days go on. And this is the end of the first video of the Loyal Citizen run through. And I hope to see you again. Thank you for watching. Bye.